Good morning. So this is the third video over the exponentials review for our test tomorrow. And I'm going to go ahead and start off on number 9. It says, each year a local country club hosts a golf tournament. The tournament starts with 128 teams. At the end of each round, half of the teams are eliminated. The function y equals 128 to the 1/2 power of x models the number of teams remaining after x rounds. What does the 128 represent? So this is our exponential function notation. We have y equals a to the b to the x. The a is always our y-intercept, which is our initial amount. So this 128 is how many teams we start off with. And then it says how many teams are left after 5 rounds. So here, I misspelled amount. There. Right. So after 5 rounds, we're asked to evaluate. So I'm going to go ahead and go use the calculator. And I'm going to type in the initial amount of 128 teams. And then in parentheses, we have it to the 1/2 power. If you want to use 1.5, you can. And then we're going to raise it to the 5th round because the x is representing each round. And we get 4. After 5 rounds, we are now left with 4 teams. All right, let's go and take a look at number 10. Now this is the spiral back. This is going to be the retest portion over quadratics. And 10 says the graph of the quadratic function g is shown. So this parabola, this red line, name is g. Based on the graph between which two values of x is a 0 of g located. So this right here, this is an x-intercept. Okay, so here on the left we have an x-intercept, and on the other side we have an x-intercept. Those are not whole numbers, so that's where it says between which two values of x. So the x-axis is like a horizontal number line. At the origin is 0, this would be -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, and there's our -6. So here's a -4, here's a -5. So we have 1 x-intercept is between the -5 and -4. And then we have our other x-intercept. See, this is 0, and this would be -1. It's going to be between -1 and 0. Now, number 11, for some reason for our class, was a highly missed question. And for this one, the key word is equivalent. Equivalent means equal, same. And what's nice about this problem is that we have the question is in function form, which means I don't need to do anything. I can just take that and graph it. And then likewise with the answer choices. They're all set up. Now, if this were a test question, or similar to the test question that was asked, and a lot of students went through and they answered B or C as their answer choice because you saw the -3 and you wanted to match it up. Do not do that. That is not correct. In standard form, yes, this would be the y-intercept at -3. This one is not in standard form. This is in vertex form. And this tells us it has the vertex, that turning point, is -1 and -3. It is not the y-intercept. Because remember, this would need to be distributed, the 2 needs to be distributed, and then combined like terms. So it's going, they're not the formats are very different. But if you graph them, you should get the same picture. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and type in my equation from the question. And once I have that in, I'm going to look at the parabola. I can see it does have that vertex of -1 and -3. So now I'm going to go ahead and look at my first answer choice of A. So I'm going to press tab. Remember, we only type what is to the left of the equal sign, or excuse me, to the right of the equal sign. Okay, so my 2x squared plus 4x minus 1. And when I graph it, I can see that they're overlapping. So this one looks good. Okay, I can do Control T and I can confirm those y values are indeed identical. So that right there is my answer choice. I'm gonna real quick go ahead and input answer choice B because like I said, this was one of the most picked wrong answers. And here, if you take that, 30 seconds to go ahead and graph it, you're gonna see it's a little shifted, it's a little down and to the right. So they're not the same parabola. And then same with C, and then I'll stop here after that one, okay? So here, I graph that one real quick. I see it also has that y-intercept, and then here, although it wasn't shifted down, it was shifted to the right. So still a little different. So we're gonna go ahead and stick with the answer choice A for that particular problem, and then we'll see you in the next video.